This beautiful building behind us is the National Mosque of Malaysia. Today, we're taking you on a fascinating journey as we explore this amazing place. It's right now 7 in the morning and we're getting ready to go see one of the most amazing places here in Kuala Lumpur, the National Mosque or MASJID NEGARA. Danielle's right now getting ready in the bedroom, and as soon as she's done and we drink some coffee, we're heading out. You look perfect. The city is just waking up. I am very excited for today. Some of the pictures that we've seen online of the National Mosque look amazing. I can't wait to get there. MASJID NEGARA station, which you can see behind me, is the closest station to the National Mosque. This is an area where we've spent a lot of time exploring since there are a ton of things to do around here, and it's my favorite part of town. Right now, it's just close to 8 a.m. in the morning and everyone's going to work. Rush hour in Kuala Lumpur. To get to the National Mosque from here, you have a few options. You can either walk, and it will take you about 20 minutes to get there. You can also catch a bus, or you can order a Grab taxi, which is the equivalent to Uber over here in Malaysia. Today, we're ordering a Grab taxi because it's only going to cost $3 and it will get us there in about 5 minutes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Getting around in Kuala Lumpur using Mirab is super easy, and it's actually very cheap.
In 500 meters, stay to the left to Jalan Munshi Abdullah.
We made it here. One of the reasons why I wanted to get here super early is so we could explore the patios and gardens around the National Mosque before everyone gets here and gets super busy. Within the courtyard, we find beautiful reflecting pools and fountains. The flowing water creates a calming feeling and are important for the ablutions, a ritual of cleansing done before prayer. The octagon shapes found around the gardens symbolize fullness and regeneration. The doors open at 9:30 in the morning, and I highly recommend arriving a few minutes early and taking the time to explore the outside before the sun is fully out and it gets really hot. This very interesting script behind me is called Kufic script. Kufic developed from the Arabic alphabet in the city of Kufa, hence the name, back in the 7th century, and has remained the most popular script
to be found on building walls, especially within the prayer halls. It is one of the earliest styles of Arabic script and gained prominence early on as a preferred script for Quran transcriptions and architectural decorations like this one.
The Malaysian National Mosque, in their language, is called MASJID NEGARA, which means National Mosque. I'm very excited because this is supposed to be one of the most beautiful mosques in Southeast Asia. It's about 9:20 in the morning right now. They open in 10 minutes at 9:30, so let's go inside. The National Mosque is an active place of worship. That means that if you want to visit, you need to respect the Islamic dress code. What that means is for men wearing long pants and for women to be fully covered. That is long pants, long sleeve shirt or blouse, and to cover their heads. Now, it doesn't have to be a full hijab like Danielle's wearing today. A scarf will suffice. But if you arrive wearing a more Western style of clothing, they'll provide you with one of these purple robes that you can wear. That way you're able to enter the mosque. Now, they are not flattering. They look, in fact, terrible. So if you don't want to wear those, I suggest that you take your time to do a little bit of preparation. Wear long pants, long sleeve, and a scarf, and you'll be good. Entrance to the mosque is free. The only thing you need to do other than coming dressed properly is to register before you enter the mosque. There's a registration form that you have to fill out. You do it online and off you go.
The National Mosque was built in 1965 to celebrate the independence of Malaysia. It is one of the largest mosques in Southeast Asia and can accommodate up to 15,000 people. From the very beginning of construction, the National Mosque was a clear example of the spirit of unity and tolerance you experience everywhere in Malaysia. Originally designed by Malay architects, it was later built by Chinese and Indian laborers and founded through donations from Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, Christians, and many others. Today, besides being a place of worship, the National Mosque is used for other academic activities that include official ceremonies, public lectures, seminars, training workshops, and conferences.
One thing that I forgot to mention is that, like most religious places and sites in Asia and the Middle East, before you come in, you need to take your shoes off and leave them outside.
The open building design offers shading through the afternoons and protection from the rain during rainy days, while the large and open veranda surrounding the mosque provides the building with good ventilation. Beautiful reflecting pools and fountains can be found throughout the mosque and add to the sensation of calm and peace that we feel as we walk down the wide and open corridors. They also help with cooling down the interior and maintaining a comfortable temperature.
One of the things that I like the most about the National Mosque here in Malaysia is how open and peaceful it is. There aren't any walls, everything is wide open. There are columns everywhere, but other than the main prayer hall, which is right behind me, the walls that contain that, other than that, everything is very open. So even though it's about 100 degrees outside, here I feel like maybe 87, 88, because you're out of the sun, you're sheltered, but there's a breeze every now and again flowing through, and there's so many fountains and so much water that I guess it regulates the temperature, which is also very nice. But I love this place. It's probably one of the best and most beautiful mosques I've ever been to.
The two most significant features that we find at the National Mosque are the 240 feet tall minaret that sounds the call to prayer, and the 16 points star-shaped concrete roof that covers the prayer hall. The main dome was originally just pink concrete, but during renovations in 1987, it was replaced with the more striking green and blue tiles. This unique design is meant to resemble a closed umbrella, the minaret, next to an open one, and gives the impression of standing beneath a giant umbrella to worshippers inside the prayer hall. Across the corridors, we find 154 concrete columns supporting the weight of the concrete roof. Each of these columns is covered in black mosaic tiles and decorated with gold and aluminum tiles at the top and the base. Right in front of the prayer hall, we find ourselves walking through this stunning room containing 48 white pillars. There are 48 mushroom-shaped canopies decorating the ceiling with colored glass and gold aluminum, but this can only be appreciated or seen from the roof. Instead, as we look up from the inside, we can see thin clear panels that allow natural light to come through while keeping the sun out, while the raised ceiling allows for the air to flow in and cool down the area. The slender columns and the square mushroom-shaped canopies are meant to resemble the tall coconut trees which are usually found in Malay villages. Originally built to act as a lobby, this room often doubles as an extension of the prayer hall, especially during Friday prayers, since it can hold an extra 5,000 people.
It's so beautiful and peaceful here, especially this early in the morning before the big crowds of tourists arrive. So far, the National Mosque is really exceeding my expectations, and we haven't even gone inside the prayer hall yet. I'm looking forward to that. It's crazy how many incredible places you find as you explore around Kuala Lumpur. We've been here now for 3 months and we can't get enough of this amazing city. Recently, we actually explored a very colorful part of the city called Little India, and right next to it, we found a very cool religious site, the Tianhu Temple, a beautiful Taoist temple dedicated to Masu, the Chinese goddess of the sea. After you finish this video, you should watch that one. You should be able to find the link for that right up here. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. As a matter of fact, do it right now so you can continue to travel and explore with us as we discover this amazing city. And don't forget to like this video. It is very peaceful here. I love that wall behind me, that one back there. It's so pretty with the light coming through it and the reflection on the tiles. We've been sitting here for a few minutes just enjoying the calmness and the peacefulness of this place. It's really cool. Right now we are inside of the prayer hall, and you can see right behind me one of the most important parts of every mosque.
The Mirab or niche is an essential element of the architecture of every mosque. The Mirab is usually a shallow niche in the wall that indicates the direction of Mecca. This is the direction towards which all of Muslims pray. Mecca is the city where the Prophet Muhammad was born and the home of the most important Islamic site, the Kaaba. The direction of Mecca is called the Qibla, so the wall where the Mirab is set is called the Qibla wall. No matter where a mosque is in the world, the Mirab always indicates in the direction of Mecca. Therefore, for example, a Mirab in India will point to the west, while one in Egypt will point towards the east. That behind me is the minbar. Minbars are the pulpits in a mosque where the imam stands to deliver the sermons. It is often raised by a staircase to enhance the congregation's view of the imam while listening to him delivering the khutbah or sermon. Most mosques also feature one or more domes called kuba in Arabic. While not a requirement like the mihrab, a dome does possess significance within the mosque as a symbolic representation of the vault of heaven. The interior decoration of domes often emphasize this symbolism by using intricate geometric and stellar patterns meant to awe and inspire. Right over there on the wall, you can see beautiful examples of Arabic calligraphy. Those are verses from the Quran and they're all around the prayer hall. In Malaysia, most mosques are of the Sunni denomination, including the National Mosque. For decoration, apart from geometric patterns, Sunni mosques tend to display beautiful calligraphy designs. There is in Islam an important concept, ilm. In the Quran, the term ilm signifies God's own knowledge, which encompasses both the manifest and hidden aspects of existence. The Quran emphasizes that all of human knowledge is derived from God. To express ilm in Islamic architecture, Islamic calligraphy is often used as a significant element for decoration. Words of wisdom from the Quran are often displayed to celebrate the beauty of Islamic scripts. For instance, here in the prayer hall, we see stained glass windows carved with Arabic calligraphy. In contrast with the square black and white columns of the outside, within the prayer hall, the support pillars are circular and decorated differently. At the bottom, they're decorated with colorful mosaic tiles, and at the top, we see a repetition of organic designs carved into the concrete. What are you guys talking about? We've been talking for like 20 minutes non-stop.
Just talking about recipes.
She's a great cook.
Is she? Well, I'm not. I wish I was. I'm terrible.
No, she's amazing. She's a great cook. The National Mosque is open to the public 7 days per week, and there are 3 daily time slots where you can visit. In the morning from 9 to 12 p.m., and in the afternoons from 3 to 4, and then from 5:30 to 6:30. With the exception of Fridays, when visitors can only come during the afternoons, since the mornings are reserved for the Muslims attending the Friday prayer. However, the best time to visit is first thing in the morning as they open. This way, you will avoid the crowds and the heat of the day. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but if you want to get the best experience out of your visit, once again, I encourage you to come dressed properly. It is both a sign of respect to their beliefs and traditions, as well as a way to avoid having to wear those awful looking robes. We actually ended up going to one of the local shops near where we're staying, and the ladies that worked there was super nice and taught Danielle how to wear a hijab, which by the way here in Malaysia they're called tudung.
Much
Okay.
easier than I
Perfect.
thought. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Ya, sama-sama.
As we walk towards the back of the mosque, we arrive at the Makan Pahlawan Mausoleum. The Makan Pahlawan, or warrior's tomb, was built in 1965 within the complex of the National Mosque as a mausoleum for heads of state in Malaysia. It is one of the earliest post-independence landmarks in Kuala Lumpur. Built of reinforced concrete with a finishing of white Italian marble, it sports triangular openings between the folds of the roof, which are large enough to allow airflow through the structure and also offer uninterrupted views of the inside.
From back here, you get a really cool view of not only the minaret and the star-like roof, but also the huge walls and tower in the background, which creates actually a very neat contrast between the traditional religious side of Kuala Lumpur and the modern business part of this wonderful city. It is incredible how the two sides are able to blend and coexist in Kuala Lumpur. So many different religions and cultures living together in a way that I think you get the best out of both worlds. Recently, we made a really cool video reviewing Kuala Lumpur and we expanded on that. You should be able to find the link for that right up here. But what I really want to do, I really want to make a video reviewing the most beautiful mosques, shrines and religious temples in Malaysia. Not to compare them against each other, obviously, because in my opinion, they're all beautiful in their own way, but more so to showcase how beautiful and diverse this country really is. So here's a question for you. In your opinion, what are the most beautiful and stunning religious sites and buildings in Malaysia? Leave us a comment down below and let us know. What's your top 3, top 5 more impressive religious buildings? So far, we've gone to, obviously, aside from the National Mosque, we've been to the Batu Caves, we've been to the Tianhu Temple, which is beautiful and stunning, and we've been to some of the smaller sites like the Buddhist temple Mahavihara, and we've been blown away by every one of them. So please leave us a comment down below, let us know. Top 3, top 5 most beautiful and stunning religious sites in Malaysia. Right there behind me, literally across the street, that building there, that's the Islamic Arts Museum in Malaysia, and I understand they have the largest and most impressive collection of Islamic paintings in Asia. So after we finish exploring here, we're gonna go across the street for a visit, so make sure you stick around to the end for that.
Geometry is one of the most important elements of Islamic architecture. All around the National Mosque, geometric patterns and ornamentations can be found decorating the walls, floors, and pillars. This beautiful trellis screen wall filters sunlight, and the reflection of the natural light on the white tiles creates a sense of peace and purity. It also provides a shaded space to cool off before praying. The wide open verandas that surround the mosque give us a unique view of the city in the distance.
We are once again back outside where we first started our journey. In a moment, we're gonna go across the street and visit the Islamic Arts Museum. But before we go over there, I wanted to take the moment to tell you how incredible and how beautiful and how impressed I am with this mosque. It's so beautiful. There is just so much to see, and the combination of the open design with the soft tones and the natural light makes it so calming, so peaceful. It is so comfortable to be here. I also want to mention how amazing and incredible everyone working at the mosque has been.
So friendly.
Yeah, so friendly. They've treated us so well. They made us feel at home. So thank you so much for that. What an incredible experience. But we're not done yet. We're going to the museum now. So let's go over there and explore it.
The Islamic Arts Museum is just a 3 minutes walk away from the National Mosque and very affordable at just 20 ringgit per person. The entrance to the museum is decorated with the verse from the Quran inscribed in mosaic tiles. Built in 1998, this is Southeast Asia's largest museum of Islamic art, housing over 7,000 artifacts and relics. The museum building itself is a marvel, with 4 great domes carved and gilded by artisans brought in from the Middle East. The main lobby has an impressive, beautifully decorated inverted white dome with a crisp white interior and marble floors. As we explore around the museum, we find another 3 domes, a soft blue, a pink, and a beige color one, all carved with intricate patterns and enclosed by glass walls that let in the natural light. Distributed over 2 floors, we find 12 permanent galleries covering different aspects of artistic expression, such as architecture, ceramics, metalwork, textiles, and jewelry. The ones that stood out to me were the Malay World Gallery. The exhibits in this gallery showcase the Islamic influence on the Malay world, with examples of textiles, manuscripts, and clothes showing the influence of the Islamic faith in the lives of the Malay people. One of the highlights of this room is the display of keris or daggers that belong to Sultan Abdul Halil, featuring designs from various parts of the Malay country. The Jewelry Gallery. Exhibits here include Indian jewelry, Turkoman jewelry, and jewelry from the Fatimid era. The Damascus Room. Here we find one of the highlights of the museum, the magnificent door curtain of the Kaaba, Kiswa, referred to as the House of God, along with manuscripts dating back to the 9th and 10th century AD. And particularly impressive were the scale models of the mosques from around the world. These models are not meant to be artwork. They mainly serve an educational purpose. But there was one exhibition in particular that took my breath away, and that was the exhibition called Orientalist Paintings, Mirror or Mirage. What a treat! This amazing exhibition ran from June to October and contained one of the world's largest collections of Orientalist paintings displayed over 2 galleries. An Orientalist painting is more than a work of art. It is also an insight into people and places from a different era. The paintings are mostly from the 19th century, the time when it became possible for European and Asian artists to travel to the Orient, as the Middle East and East and North Africa were called at the time. Flawlessly painted and carefully composed, they offer us a glimpse of places that mostly still exist. They depict known locations, either mentioned in the painting's title or easily identifiable. In many cases, collectors will pay a premium when they could see the exact location of the painting. The collection is about what the artists saw and encountered on their daily lives. It is about their reactions to the Islamic world. As we walked around and marveled at the skills on display, I couldn't check off the idea of these paintings being the earliest version of a travel blog. I felt a strong kinship with these intrepid men who traveled to faraway lands to explore and document what they saw.
We're visiting the Islam National Museum right now, and we're about to leave, and it started, I don't know if you can see behind us, started pouring down. So now we're stuck here for a little bit, but that's okay because we get to see it all over again, which I'm excited about, and then it's not.
There is a small outside terrace on the second floor that offers great views of the National Mosque across the street and the city behind. Unfortunately, by the time we got outside, it had already started to rain.
Now we're waiting for a Grab taxi so we can get out of here because it's pouring down, and Danielle is very hungry, so she's getting very hungry. Hello. We're finally getting some food. We were so hungry. Visiting the National Mosque and the Islamic Arts Museum today has been one of the coolest things we have done in a while. Incredible. Honestly, I can't stop thinking about those paintings, the vibrant colors, the detail. Superb. I've been to some of the biggest art museums around the world, the National Gallery in London, the Louvre in Paris, the Met in New York, the Vatican, and I don't remember ever being so impressed by a collection of paintings. They were incredible. I cannot recommend enough a visit to both of these places. But hey, if arts and history are not your cup of tea, make sure you watch our video reviewing Kuala Lumpur and find out about all of the other amazing things that you can do in this city. And believe me, there are a lot. You should be able to find the link for that video right here. In any case, I'm glad you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.